Kamal Bapla is a transformational coach and founder of Silent Sage, a yoga and wellness center. She is the author of Meeting Yourself, a book born from her own journey of going from feeling completely lost to finding her purpose. Through her work, Kamal helps women reconnect with themselves and rediscover who they are beyond the roles they play. Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of NQA Crispy Conversations. So, our introduction is quite very heartfelt and meaningful, but most especially, let me just introduce my guest as a very good friend, and of course, as we say to each other, my soul sister. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you all Kamal Bapla. Welcome to our studio, Kamal. And thank you very much for choosing to spend your Saturday afternoon with us.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you very
It's
much.
always.
Thank you very much. So let's dive right in. Basically, this is just a tea time conversation over chai, as we would do in the studio. So let me ask you questions about life, about career, about personal life. It's crispy because we wanted to ask questions that are, in Ilonggo, we call it garagumo or malitong in Tagalog, or I don't know how do you call it in Punjab. Crispy.
We call it galbat.
Galbat.
Yeah.
Yes. Something juicy, something delicious. So it's not just gonna be about serious matters, but also
It can also be called in my language like dil diyan gallan, from your heart, talk from your heart.
Yes, so that's gonna be the whole theme of this particular conversation, crispy conversation with us. So my first question is, I know you to be someone who used to have a corporate job, corporate life. What made you decide to shift from the corporate life to being a wellness and transformational coach you are now?
At 35, I had midlife crisis. So at that time, I thought my job was my problem. Because at that time, I was in lending business, what you call here 5-6.
5-6.
So I was there, so I was feeling that I'm not happy with what I'm doing. So I choose insurance industry to test if that makes me feel better, that makes me feel happy. So I became top producer there. I was doing very well, but I still felt there was something that was missing. My anxiety kept getting more and more. You can say like my sleep was not
so good.
No, not so good. I was not in a good mood all the time. I was anxious most of the time.
This is despite the achievement.
I have all the awards. I was winning. I was closing all the sales. But deep inside me, I was looking for something else. So something was pulling me. Then I joined a yoga class, not to become a yoga teacher, because I wanted to sleep better. I just want to feel better every day.
So the journey began because you had a need to sleep better.
Yeah, because whole night I was awake. Most of the time I was thinking, what should I do? So I was not productive, because when you are not sleeping well, the next day you cannot perform well. So I thought, okay, let's try yoga, because yoga was from India. So I had an idea that yoga helps you to sleep better. So I joined yoga class, but I felt like it was calling me.
Only after one class or after
No.
several classes?
No, I did few classes, but I was not very regular to attending the classes. So one day I said, I will take 100-day yoga challenge for myself, where I will do my own self-practice, whatever I know, little bit about that. So I started doing it at my home. So in those 100 days, I felt, oh, this is what I was looking for years. It is not like only I realize now, it felt like this was me.
And then from that point, you decided to leave the corporate life and open your own studio?
I started with the training first.
Training first.
Still,
Okay.
it was not that I wanted to be a yoga teacher.
Mhm.
I wanted to explore more. I
Yes.
wanted to learn meditation, especially meditation.
Mhm.
So, in that process of learning, because my first thinking was, I'm not that flexible.
Uh-huh.
I cannot do those so-called
The
yoga
poses.
postures. So how can be a yoga teacher?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, no, I will not teach yoga. I just learn meditation because for me it felt easier.
Mhm.
But when I started my journey, I realized I can teach it. I can share because it made so much difference in my life. My life changed 360-degree in the training. And that training was not only just physical yoga.
Mhm.
The core was yoga philosophy.
Yoga philosophy. Going to that, because yoga as a concept is very huge and it's quite intimidating, honestly, especially for those who hear it or who just has a little understanding about it. For the sake of our viewers, can you explain what yoga is in the simplest way that an ordinary person or perhaps a person who hears it for the first time can understand?
Okay, first thing, before I say what yoga is, I would say what yoga is not.
Okay, so very good. We will be discussing the misconceptions about yoga, what yoga is not. Very important.
Yoga is not a religion.
It is not a religion.
Yes. It is not a cult.
It is not a cult. Hindi kulto, we call that in Ilonggo.
Okay, it is not superstition also.
Not superstition.
And of course, it's not an exercise.
Yoga is not an exercise.
Yes.
Okay.
Yoga is a system of living a good and healthy life. It tells us how you can live your daily life. Even there is nothing good happening in your life, still you can be at peace.
Wow. That is a tall order, a great goal. But how can a person who wants to achieve that, I think all of us want to achieve that, where can we land first? So how can we understand such concept that will bring peace into our life? Where can we start?
Like in everyday life, if you are like right now, you're doing your podcast, you're so happy, you're completely in, your mind is here, your body is here, your heart is here, you're doing yoga.
Oh, that's nice. So
that's yoga.
It is as big in application as that. So that's yoga.
So it means being fully present in what you do.
So when you say fully present, I think we cannot do yoga without meditation, because at the simplest understanding, meditation sort of is being mindful and being present. Is that correct?
Yes. And many people think meditation means just like sitting in this posture. That is meditation. This is also a misconception. That is a way to learn concentration, to learn to focus. But yoga is more than that. It is just living a life, being fully present. And of course, it comes with practice.
Living a life, being fully present. That is quite a challenge right now, because especially with screen addiction, with anxiety, with depression, with so many issues that we are facing right now. So, which brings me to my next crispy question for you, Kamal. How do you think yoga can sort of cure, not really cure, but alleviate, sort of make easier very pressing issues right now, like depression, even as early as younger years, anxiety, suicide, aggression, etc. So can you help us understand how yoga can help those very important social issues?
According to yoga, 90% of our illnesses or diseases are psychosomatic.
Psychosomatic meaning for our viewers?
Okay, psycho means mind, matic means body. So they start from your mind and slowly they start manifesting in your body. So anxiety, depression, all the mental health concerns that we have, they start from our mind, the thinking process. When our thinking disturbs, when our mind disturbs, it disturbs our food habit, It disturbs our behavior, how we act, how we behave with the people around us. So slowly that is manifesting in your body. Body comes so later. Even hypertension, diabetes, there are many studies that shows they start from a mind. They do not start from body.
So if it starts in the mind, we need to sort of work with our mind first.
Yes, without working on your mind, it's half journey that you work only on your body.
Kamal always tells us that our mind is monkey mind. It's a in Ilonggo amo nga palakan. It's here and there and everywhere. So one of the greatest disciplines of yoga is being able to not really control. It's not really control, but to be able to master and know your mind. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm recalling, but I took up yoga philosophy under Kamal. Been with her since the day one. I hope I'm able to relay also back to my coach or my teacher the things that I've learned from her. So let's share to our viewers what monkey mind is.
Let me ask you a question. When you try to control your mind, especially when it is negative, what happens?
It becomes more negative. If you try to control it, it becomes more out of control.
Okay, you have your answer.
Yes.
So when you try to control, you are fighting with your mind. But yoga doesn't teach us to fight. It teaches us to watch.
Watch.
Yeah.
Just observe.
Yeah, just
observe.
watch
The monkey.
Watch the monkey. Or you can take another example like a baby. If you if you giving more attention to the baby who is making noise and more attention you are giving to that baby, what will happen?
The more the baby usually throws a tantrum.
Yeah, more tantrums.
Yes.
But when you stop giving that attention, you just allow baby to do whatever baby is doing, and you're just watching and not responding much,
the better. So you're telling us that eventually the monkey will calm down.
Yes. And that is the whole point of meditation. Yes. Watching your mind, not controlling your mind.
Watching your mind.
Watching your mind.
There's just so much to explain. I wanted to share about observing your breath. But anyway, we'll get to that. But now, I think the more important goal of this conversation is really to link the benefits of yoga, especially to what's happening right now. So in that note, I would like to also ask Kamal, can you please explain to our viewers the concept of non-violence or ahimsa? Please correct me if I'm pronouncing it well, because I believe it is a very relevant topic, especially with the recent shooting incidents in schools and the level of effect or the level of influence that violent games actually have over our children, and they translate that to real life. It's getting more palpably dangerous. We have gun shooting, incident in Tacloban, stabbing, and so on and so forth. And because now it is being shared, sometimes it inspires in a bad way other children as well to follow this. So in the process of explaining ahimsa, can you assist us in understanding how nonviolence can actually try to solve this issue of aggression in our children right now?
Ahimsa, you can call it ahimsa also.
Ahimsa.
You can call ahamisha also,
Ahimsa.
which is Sanskrit word, and in my language we call it ahimsa. What it means? It means non-violence.
Non-violence.
Yes. And it is the first principle of yoga. It is the first yama of yoga. Means how you should behave and act related to you, related to the people, related to the environment around you. When we are talking about non-violence, it doesn't only mean that you are hurting or you are taking some action toward others. According to yoga philosophy, it starts from you. The person who is hurt the most.
That's deep. the person who is hurt the most.
Yes.
So it overflows. What you have in your heart overflows.
So when we are talking about non-violence in children, I think the lacking part is the self-love.
Self-love.
Yeah. Children, when they are born, they don't know anything. They learn from the environment. So we cannot just blame them. It is our social responsibility, not only at home, around, in the surroundings, in the school, in the social media, especially social media, which has a great influence on the children. Parent doesn't have full control because no matter how much we try, we cannot distance our children 100% from the social media.
And we cannot be with them 24/7.
Yeah,
and look at what they're looking at.
Yeah, and it is a very big challenge for parents. I'm a parent and I know it. So it's very hard. So what we can help our children is to develop self-love. Self-love.
Oh, how do we do that? How do we start in all of these? It's a very tall word. So for our viewers, parents, we will hear from Kamal her suggestions on how to instill in our children self-love. I think the simplest of ways. How can the parents do that?
Love yourself first.
Love yourself first.
Because children learn what we do. They watch your parent. They don't learn what we are telling them. Do this, do that. But they watch our actions. When moms, they love themselves. They put them first. Say no whenever there is need to say no. And prioritize their needs. Children are quietly watching.
So that explains a lot.
Yes.
So we really have to encourage parents to look at themselves first and try to be more conscious at what their children are observing from them.
Yeah, because I have a child also. There was a time in my life when I was not loving myself. I had a bad relationship with myself. Now, with the help of yoga, I was able to improve my relationship with myself. And my child always says, Mama, I love you more now.
That is nice. That I think that's the answer we want. So, but it's a process, right? And were there times in that particular process of you trying to accept and love yourself eventually until your daughter said, I love you more, Mama, now that you are loving yourself? Was there a time that you wanted to give up or you wanted to say that this journey of self-love is just too hard? Was there a time like that in your life?
Yes, there was a time, because the moment you start working on yourself, first you notice the flaws in you.
And that is a very challenging pill or a very bitter pill to swallow sometimes, right?
Yeah. And in the journey of self-love, first you hate yourself more.
In the journey of self-love, first you hate yourself more. I would like to put a pin on that. So it's normal to have challenges or hurdles as you try to love yourself.
Yeah, that's why you are doing it.
Okay. Okay, I'm the one interviewing here, but I think I'm the one benefiting also from this conversation. So I hope our viewers are also enjoying. And I think the next series of questions will be crispier, mas hagpok pag kag nagarago mo, because we want Kamal to actually give us a what to do or a first aid technique if we have a panic attack. So because we want to really explain to our viewers that yoga can help us in our daily challenges and troubles. So I think very common is a panic attack. What is a panic attack? Sometimes, diba, if your heart rate is just so fast, something happens that triggers a panic attack. Yoga can help us with that. So, Kamal, I'm giving you the stage to, if it's all right with you, to share us out a technique to address a panic attack as it happens.
Sure. First thing, we need to understand that yoga is more prevention.
More on prevention.
Yeah, it's not like that when you have panic attack, then you practice it.
Correct.
You practice it
Correct.
so that there will be no panic attack.
Correct. Prevention.
So what you can do when there is panic attack still, because it will not reduce just by doing once.
Yes.
First thing, because when you experience panic attack, your nervous system is really in alert mode.
Emergency mode.
Yeah, even if you tell that person, okay, breathe, breathe, that is hard for that person.
Yes.
So first thing is you sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down. And sit down, keeping your feet on the ground if you are sitting on the chair, and you exhale, just like this. Exhale from your mouth. Do some few exhales. After that, you can practice humming bee breathing.
That is my favorite. Among the many breathing techniques that Kamal has taught us in Silent Sage, which of course Kamal will promote later, humming bee is my personal favorite. So I think the viewers would be so honored and so lucky to take that from you right now, to listen to you, how to do humming bee breathing.
It's very simple. You just put your hands on your ears. Inhale. While exhaling, you just hum. Just like this.
That is my favorite breathing technique.
So practice until you start feeling better.
So it's humming, it's saying the letter M to yourself. And then also Kamal taught us to focus here as we hum, to focus at the ajna, at the center. So it really clears the mind. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Kamal, but you mentioned before that it's good for the brain.
It's good for the brain.
And the pituitary gland.
Yes.
The very important gland.
And very good technique for insomnia and better sleep.
Very, very a common problem, insomnia.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to, before bed, to do humming bee for
9 times. You can practice 9 times before bed.
Okay, so there you have it, our viewers. I hope that you will practice that and let us know if it's effective. So thank you very much for sharing that, Kamal. Very generous of you. I know you can always say no, but thank you very much for giving this chance to our viewers. Now let's proceed to, again, making yoga more palpable, something we can touch. So since it is not an exercise, just an exercise, how about doing yoga in the car? How can we, as we're driving to work, how can we apply yoga?
You can do yoga anywhere. You don't need a mat. You don't need yoga clothes to practice yoga. Because yoga came from yogis who were practicing in the jungle, and there were no mats. There were no clothes. Nothing. These things, mat and clothes and the studio, everything that makes it comfortable. But these are not the requirement. So if you are in your car, just do some stretches. Like interlock your fingers.
As you wait in traffic.
Yeah, stretch up.
The neck.
Hands back. Put the handle.
Okay.
And just side. Few stretches, side to side. And just breathe.
Okay, wow. We're getting a lot from this. And I think whatever is applicable in the car is applicable in the office.
Yeah, office.
So many
anywhere.
of us are stuck in our chair from 8 to 5. Even us doing yoga regularly, when we get to the studio, we have cracks all over.
You know, I had planned. He has a long flight to US. He practiced in flight.
Me, I did that. I think yoga helped me a lot in a long haul flight. So really the stretching, the breathing. Whenever I feel the car sickness, the breathing really helps. So we can actually apply it to a lot.
That's why yoga is a way of life. It is not that you practice on 1 hour, then you are done. No. It's every day.
And I recall that you gave us a chair yoga session in Hall of Justice with the staff at the Hall of Justice. And until now, they tell me that was a good session. They knew how to do stretches on their own using the chair. So you can do yoga very simply in a chair. And if you feel like you're ready to do more, then you can always progress in the mat.
Yeah, thank you.
And I can also recall learning from Kamal that since this came from the yogis, the wisdom of yoga, they tried to replicate or duplicate what they saw in nature.
Yes, you are right.
So I think Kamal, can you please explain why what's the relationship between the nature scenes or even from the animals and how it really became a discipline as the yogis observed nature before?
So we are talking about yoga asanas.
The asanas, the
means
poses.
postures. Yeah. So yogis, the first purpose of yoga that yogis invented these postures was not to make a fit body or to look good, because they were meditating. Their goal was enlightenment. And for that, they need to still their mind. But when the body moves, your mind also moves. So it was hard for them to sit in meditation for long. They needed a little bit stronger body. So from there, they started observing animals around them, because they were in the jungle, and they have noticed that every animal has their own way to strengthen. Every animal or the nature, even the tree, they have the quality. And they realized if they do the same, they will get the same quality.
That's why in yoga we have tree pose. What else?
Downward dog,
mountain pose. So all of those asanas or poses actually came from nature.
Yeah, if you have a pet, you can easily recall when they stretch.
Yes.
They feel good, and when they, especially when they are calling you that love them, they do this
downward dog.
Yeah, so that's the same. You just release the stress to the floor, you push it away and stretch, and your nervous system will be relaxed.
One of those release posture poses that your students, personally, also one of my favorites. Now let's proceed to questions about your personal life. May I ask, what is one of the most meaningful achievements that you've had in your many years? Just one. It need not be an award. Or in your life, what is your most meaningful achievement?
Finding my passion.
Wow. Yeah. Not everybody lives to find their passion. So that is, I agree with you. Finding your passion is really a meaningful achievement. How about most meaningful failure or loss or a plot twist in your life? Something that you're willing to share with us.
It was an experience that felt like a loss, but I think that was the direction. When I was on the peak of my anxiety, I was very vulnerable, like most of the people are. So I was desperate for the solution. Then I encountered a person. I felt that person would help me. But she took advantage of my vulnerability and sold me product by product. I blindly invested in it. And when I realized the truth, I felt betrayed. I felt fooled. And it took me a long time to recover from that. Not the financial part. That was also one aspect, but the other aspect was I was thinking that I'm smart, but I felt like a fool. So after that, it took me a long time to recover. But now when I look back, I realize there was a purpose.
That was needed.
That was
needed. To be where you are now.
Yeah, that's because I am here. Because that realization gave me this lesson that what I will not do. So that's why in Silent Sage, I always assess the clients first, and I never sell what they don't need. This is my promise to myself, because I don't want anyone to feel the same that I felt. That is the meaningful lesson.
And as a student, I can personally vouch that you are that to us. So thank you for that. Thank you for the sincerity. Thank you for the genuine care as a transformational coach, not just a coach, but as a friend. So thank you for that. And I can personally vouch for that. Now let's proceed to interesting issues like aging. So, we actually, the students are keep on saying to Kamal, can we have face yoga? Something that, will add to the the anti-gravity features of the face, because everybody is aging like a chicken in the turbo broiler.
Yeah.
So why do people need not fear aging?
First thing, accept. Because everything in nature is changing.
Yeah.
And you will change too. There is a one saying in yoga, like the tree. Would you like to be like a plant or like a tree? Tree is wiser, growing old. In the same way, when we grow older, I don't see it as a weakness. I see it like I'm becoming wiser. I have more experience now. Not that I have learned from books or somewhere, from my own life. And yes, there is nothing wrong also to do face yoga or to do something that
or to try to look good.
Yeah, to look good. If that makes you feel good,
Yes.
there is nothing wrong. But it should not come from insecurity.
I think we need to highlight that. If you want to feel good, do it. If you want to look good, do it because it makes you feel good. And it
Yes.
should not come from insecurity. That's beautiful.
So if you're okay, go for it. If you're not okay, that's also okay.
Women turning 40, how do we enter the beautiful season of 40s? They say life begins at 40, and I can say yes. I think life really began at 40. Right?
Yeah, you are right. Life begins when you start to live.
Perfect.
It could be 40, 50, 30. It depends upon you.
Life begins when you decide to start living.
Yeah.
With acceptance, with whatever scars you have accumulated, in whatever, very important also for women, getting fat. I think the challenge is really to love yourself in whatever shape or form you are in.
I think that belief has so much ingrained in us, especially as a woman. I can relate to. I do that. I teach yoga. I practice yoga. I'm also aware about it, but it still comes to my head that, oh, you are fat. But now I have understanding that how to handle it.
So how do we handle it? Because I think for almost all women, the problem is, I look so fat, I look so bloated today. So for your personal experience, as you have just said, how do you handle that part of you telling yourself in the mirror that, oh, I'm fat? How do you respond to that?
First, I listen. And I admit that I have this feeling. Then I also understand that this is from my upbringing, from the environment. I always feel like that. So, but now I have understanding that it's not true. It's only a thought. What if I will be fat? Because the body, not only how you look, that defines you.
Yes, that is true.
There are people who are on the bigger side. There are people who are on the thin side.
Yes. Genetics.
Yeah, genetics. There are many factors. Yes. So we cannot say that a person who is on the bigger side, oh, that person is big, because you don't know what is going within that person.
That is true.
So,
and you really don't know what journey that person is going through right now. You wouldn't know, perhaps that person is taking medication that makes him or her fat. So I think we need to be very sensitive in, giving comment nga, uy, nagtambok ka.
Yeah, that is one thing you should never say.
Diba? Because, it sometimes gets to you. I mean, there are people randomly calling you out na, hala nga, nagtambok ka, or something like that. So I think it really affects, especially a woman. So I think this is also a call for us to be sensitive with age issues and comments, weight issues and comments.
One thing I realized, Nia, when we point out at these things, the person you are pointing out knows and aware and struggling with that more than you see. Even you don't say, they know it.
Because precisely that's what they spotted first.
Yeah.
Meaning that's what matters to them.
Yeah,
also.
if somebody has pimple, we say, oh, pimple. Actually,
Mm.
that person know it, that they have this. So you
Correct.
don't need to tell that person to make that person more insecure.
So can you give us a little advice on how to respond to those kinds of comments? So how do we respond to that? Na, uy, hala, nagtambok, you gained weight. So what's the best way to respond to those comments?
It comes with practice also,
Mhm.
because it's true when you are not feeling good within, when somebody comment or
Mhm.
do this kind
you get
of
irritated.
yeah, you get irritated. But slowly you take a deep breath and realize that people talk what is in their mind. Most of the time when people are talking about insecurity, these are the struggle they are facing with themselves.
So just receive it with a smile.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm sorry to say, but sometimes tambuk person tell other person with tambuk.
Actually, actually yes.
People who are
Or another comment like, nga wala ka pa naman or why are you still single?
Yeah.
Those
these are very
comments,
personal
yeah,
questions.
very personal questions.
Their personal decisions, especially their appearance,
Yes.
their relationships. These are the personal questions that we should not ask until you are given permission or you are asked for advice. You have no right.
Especially sometimes they're too loud. And then there are a lot of people listening, and then they
Especially
still
the
ask-
relatives.
They're
They think they have the right to say anything.
during a family reunion. Sometimes it's very intimidating to attend a family reunion, especially if you know that you've gained weight, or you know that you're still they're still gonna ask the same questions, awkward questions. But personally for me, yoga has helped me deal with those kinds of questions, to just respect their space and just receive it with grace. And maybe they're also undergoing something, that's why they had to ask those questions.
Yeah, just like before yoga or before self-love, you are like a plain paper. If you spill the water, the paper will be wet and destroyed,
And
right?
you cannot.
But after that, after when you work on yourself, either through yoga or through other practices, you become like a laminated paper.
Wow, I like that symbolism.
Yeah.
You become laminated. Despite the markings or the water thrown at it.
Yeah. Because we cannot control people, right? What they say, how they comment. And we have to choose our fight also, to whom we respond or not, because it's a waste of time.
Choosing our battles is
Yeah.
very important. That is correct. So, speaking of that, when was the last time you lost your cool? Was there ever a time, now that you're practicing yoga? Of course, it doesn't make you invulnerable, right?
Yeah.
So can you share to us when is the last time you lost your cool?
I think it was 3 months. I'm not exactly sure, but it's around 3 months when something was not working. I lost my cool, but I was able to regain the control faster. That yoga helped me. I had anger issues when I had anxiety around 10 years, but the frequency has reduced. Not small things that makes me irritated anymore. But when you need to be angry, you need to be angry. That yoga also teaches us.
Yes.
It's not that you are just sitting like this and not doing. There are the times that you have to show this emotion also.
And I think we need to be able to honor our emotions
Yeah.
at any given time.
Yes.
And just sit with it. Sit with it and accept it and let it go. Because it will still haunt you. If you overlook it, right, it becomes a skeleton in the closet. So
that's what they call suppressed anger.
It will catch up.
Like a violence that you talk about.
Yes, that's true. So personally, Kamal, can you share to us what your life motto is, or perhaps the guiding principle in your life right now that you have journeyed with yoga?
Guiding principle of my life is that when I reach at my final days, I don't know when it will be, But if I will be aware, I will given a chance like 80, 90. If I look back at my life, I would be able to say to myself, Kamal, you did it, you lived it.
You
That's the
did it, you
principle.
lived it.
Yeah.
You did it, you lived it. And I think that's very important, especially for women.
Yeah.
Do it, live it.
Yeah, live it.
That's nice.
Don't be too afraid from the fear of judgment, the fear of taking risks, shrinking, staying in a small shell. Just bloom. Because
just bloom.
yeah, that's your life. And you are here to live.
That's nice. That's nice. Share something interesting or surprising about yourself to us. Because of course we see Coach Kamal as yoga teacher, someone with so many insights that address our personal issues. Sometimes when I talk to Kamal and I said, amo man ang tugaling ginapangita ko for the day. I just needed to talk to Kamal and be inspired by her insights. So, how about you, Kamal? What is there something interesting or surprising that you can share to us about you?
It's my tea habit, chai.
Chai, okay.
I have a very good and bad relationship with tea.
Good and bad.
Yeah, good and bad. It makes me feel good, but it hurts me sometimes because it is acidic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so much disciplined in almost every aspect of my life, but this is the something I'm not disciplined. I know that I need to change, but deep down from my subconscious, I don't want to.
Because it just tastes so good.
Not really.
Not really?
For me, it's just like my friend.
I like chai. Especially Kamal's chai.
For me, it's just I'm sitting there with a cup of chai and reading. That's my time with me. And it's since my teenage, I think. It's a very long relationship. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to quit it, but I'm not ready yet. So this is one thing that really controls me.
But I think it's one of the lesser things, at least it's tea. Maybe we can replace it with hot water. But
I tried.
You tried.
I tried green tea, other tea.
Something but not so acidic.
It worked for a few months. Then you go back. I know it's my subconscious pattern, but I'm not ready yet.
Okay.
It's okay for me to have a rest.
We will let yoga unfold in that particular issue.
Actually, it helps me to understand people also, because sometimes I work with clients who have deep habits, kind of habits that really want to quit. They were not able to. Mm-hmm. Then it helps me to understand where they are coming from, how they feel.
Because you have a personal.
Yeah, even it's a chai, but still it's a habit, right?
Yeah. Whatever that is, as long as you keep on coming back and it has something bad for you. So I think it's everybody's struggle as well.
Yeah, so it makes me humble also.
That is nice. That is very important. To stay humble. Kamal, well, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
There is no specific place or goal that I want to achieve, because yoga taught me life unfolds. For me, I see myself improving, doing more what I'm doing right now, doing better, improving in my practice, in my skills, and growing. That's how I see myself 10 years from now, 20 years from now. But there is no specific destination.
So in that light, how do you wish to be remembered?
I don't care.
The yoga way, just let life unfold.
Yeah, because
so everything is passing, right? There is that philosophy.
Yoga doesn't teach you attachment. How you want to be remembered. When your body is gone, you are gone. What matters?
So yoga teaches us to detach.
To detach.
After detachment, there's so much freedom.
Freedom. So I just want to do what I'm doing. I want to serve the people who come to me. I just want to live a good, happy life with my family. And how people will remember me, it's really different for each person, because people will remember me based upon their experience with me. And every individual has different experience with you.
That's correct. As everyone's journey unfolds.
So I cannot give that image or legacy.
Yes, that's true.
Let it be so.
That's nice. That's a nice perspective, and it's also very refreshing for me as well. So take this time, please, Kamal, to invite our viewers to Silent Sage as well as to the book you have written. Again, I can personally vouch that the book is very nice. It's called Meeting Yourself. So I would like to let everyone hear what Kamal has to say as she invites you to the Silent Sage studio as well as to her book, Meeting Yourself.
If you're someone who feel lost, even if you have comfortable life, you feel that your life is quite settled, but still you feel something is missing, then Silent Sage is for you. Just check it out.
And your book, where can we get your book, Kamal?
At my studio, Silent Sage.
So the book is called Meeting Yourself.
Yeah, that I have written in my journey of finding my passion.
I also would like to share with everyone, because recently in our practice, Kamal told us that we can say to ourselves 4 important things that will practically change how we see ourselves, how we have a relationship with ourselves. Can you please share to us those 4 things that you make us repeat in our yoga sessions?
Toward the end?
Yes, the one that
okay.
We have our
Our
hands.
signature closing.
Besides the signature closing.
In the Savasana?
Yeah, in the Savasana.
Okay.
Very powerful declarations.
That's what I learned from somewhere, and I found it very powerful.
I think it's Louise Hay. Those last 4. Please forgive me. Sorry, I don't know. I may be wrong, but those are very powerful.
I think it is a prayer. I will not go into that detail.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you that. It is first you say sorry.
Sorry.
In classes we do it to ourselves. So first you sorry.
Say sorry to yourself.
Say sorry to yourself for criticizing yourself, for taking yourself granted, taking your body granted, always feeling you are not good enough. Even it's okay not to be good enough at everything.
When was the last time you really said sorry to yourself? You say sorry to yourself.
In the morning, today morning. Next is you say, please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. Third, you say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being there, always supporting yourself, because your biggest support system is yourself. Nobody can support you if you are not supporting yourself. The real power comes from within. And that's what you give it to people around you. And the last one,
the most important.
I love you. I love you.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.
So you say that to yourself.
Yeah,
big words, and it, after you say that, something goes on inside. There's that certain surge of energy. Okay, so Kamal, we are nearing the end of our podcast. I want the people to actually experience how we end our sessions when you ask us to hug ourselves. So it may be very motherhood, but it gives us a good feeling. So I would like to end this crispy conversation with us saying that together. So please lead us into that.
Okay. Open your arms.
Open your arms.
Hug yourself. And please affirm it to yourself. I accept myself. I respect myself. I forgive myself. And I love myself. I love myself. I love myself.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, Kamal. Thank you so much for gracing this episode. I'm very sure that the viewers have been enlightened and we have actually shared inspiration. So as
Thank
a
you so
token
much
of
for inviting me here.
you're very much welcome, and it is our honor. For our token of appreciation, we prepared a little something for you. So this is a candle because for us, you are one of the reflections of light to the world. So as you receive this candle, I hope that every time you look at it, you will be reminded that for us at NQA, you are one of those sources of light and to inspire you to do more. So thank you very much, Kamal. And we hope to have you again because there's just so many topics to discuss in yoga and in the teachings that Kamal has taught. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, Kamal Bapla of Silent Sage, a transformational coach. Thank you, everyone, and see you once again in another episode of NQA Crispy Conversations. Bye! Hi mga ka-Crispies! This is your sign to like, share, follow, and subscribe all our social media channels for NQA Law Firm and NQA Crispy Conversations in Facebook, Spotify, YouTube, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn. See you there!